Another day, another book. The Manusmriti, also known as the Laws of Manu, is an ancient Hindu legal and moral code that holds significant importance in Indian history and culture. Composed in Sanskrit, the Manusmriti is attributed to the sage Manu, who is considered the progenitor of humanity according to Hindu mythology. This text provides guidelines and rules for social conduct, ethics, governance, and personal behavior. Dating back to around 200 BCE to 200 CE, the Manusmriti represents a complex and multifaceted work that encompasses various aspects of life in ancient India. It addresses social organization, moral principles, familial obligations, religious rituals, legal norms, and the role of individuals within society. The Manusmriti's teachings have had a profound influence on Hindu society, shaping social hierarchies, gender roles, and notions of righteousness. However, it is important to note that the Manusmriti has been subject to diverse interpretations and criticism throughout history. Different scholars and commentators have presented varying perspectives on its meaning, intent, and relevance. The Manusmriti is not a monolithic text, and its principles have been understood and implemented differently by different communities and individuals. The Manusmriti consists of 12 chapters, or books, adhyayas, which are further divided into verses, shlokas. Each chapter addresses different aspects of life, providing guidelines for various social groups, including Brahmins, priests and scholars, Kshatriyas, warriors and rulers, Vaishyas, merchants and farmers, and Shudras, laborers and servants. The text also discusses topics such as marriage, inheritance, purity, morality, justice, and penance. One of the most striking features of the Manusmriti is its emphasis on social hierarchy and the concept of Varna. The Varna system divides society into 4 major groups, or Varnas, based on one's occupation, lineage, and inherent qualities. The Brahmins are considered the highest Varna, responsible for studying and teaching religious scriptures, performing rituals, and guiding society. The Kshatriyas are tasked with governing and protecting the community. The Vaishyas engage in trade, agriculture, and commerce, while the Shudras undertake menial tasks and serve the higher Varnas. The Manusmriti provides specific rules and duties for individuals based on their Varna, gender, and stage of life, ashrama. For example, it prescribes different rights and responsibilities for men and women, outlining their respective roles within the family and society. Women are generally depicted as subordinate to men, expected to be obedient and devoted to their husbands and families. These provisions have been a subject of significant criticism due to their perpetuation of gender inequality and restrictions on women's autonomy. Another controversial aspect of the Manusmriti is its treatment of the Shudras and lower castes. The text assigns the Shudras to a subordinate position in society, limiting their opportunities for social mobility and prescribing servile tasks for them. Critics argue that these provisions perpetuate caste-based discrimination and social inequity, undermining the principles of equality and justice. Over the centuries, the Manusmriti has been the subject of intense scrutiny, critique, and reinterpretation. Various scholars, thinkers, and social reformers have challenged its principles, highlighting its discriminatory elements and advocating for social justice and equality. B.R. Ambedkar, a prominent Indian jurist, economist, and social reformer, played a significant role in critiquing the Manusmriti and its oppressive caste system. His works, such as Who Were the Shudras, 1946, present a scathing analysis of the Manusmriti's discriminatory provisions and their impact on marginalized communities. Ambedkar argued for the annihilation of the caste system and the establishment of social equality and human rights for all individuals, regardless of their caste or social background. His efforts to challenge the Manusmriti and champion the rights of Dalits, formerly known as untouchables, have made him an iconic figure in India's struggle for social justice and equality. Ambedkar's ideas and activism were instrumental in shaping the social reform movements and the eventual inclusion of provisions in the Indian constitution to eradicate caste-based discrimination and promote social equality. It is essential to recognize that interpretations of the Manusmriti and its significance have evolved over time. While some scholars and practitioners view the Manusmriti as a historical and cultural artifact that must be understood within its specific context, others assert that its teachings should be critically analyzed and reinterpreted to align with modern principles of equality and social justice. Feminist scholars have played a crucial role in examining the Manusmriti from a gender perspective. They have highlighted the patriarchal nature of the text and its reinforcement of gender stereotypes and inequalities. Feminist critiques argue that the Manusmriti's portrayal of women as subservient and subordinate perpetuates discriminatory practices and limits women's rights and agency. They advocate for a more inclusive and egalitarian interpretation of Hindu scriptures that recognizes and respects women's autonomy and equality. Post-colonial perspectives have also shed light on the impact of colonialism on the interpretation and understanding of the Manusmriti. During the British colonial rule in India, the Manusmriti was presented as representative of Hindu law and tradition. This colonial interpretation contributed to the stigmatization and marginalization of indigenous cultures and practices, reinforcing social divisions and inequalities. Post-colonial scholars have examined the Manusmriti's colonial legacy and its implications for social dynamics and identity formation in India. Sociological analyses of the Manusmriti have explored its role in shaping social hierarchies and caste-based discrimination. Sociologists argue that the text's rigid division of society into varnas and its prescription of caste-based occupations have perpetuated social inequities and hindered social mobility. They highlight the long-lasting impact of the Manusmriti on social stratification and its implications for social justice and equality in Indian society. In response to the Manusmriti's perceived oppressive elements, there have been ongoing efforts to reinterpret and reclaim the text. Scholars and activists seek to contextualize the Manusmriti within its historical framework and emphasize its ethical and universal aspects. They aim to transcend its discriminatory provisions and promote a more inclusive, compassionate, and egalitarian understanding of Hindu philosophy. Modern Hindu scholars and practitioners have also contributed to the reinterpretation of the Manusmriti. They reject the text's discriminatory aspects and advocate for a more nuanced and compassionate interpretation that aligns with the principles of equality, justice, and social harmony. These efforts reflect a desire to reconcile the historical significance of the Manusmriti with contemporary values and aspirations. In conclusion, the Manusmriti, or the Laws of Manu, is an ancient Hindu legal and moral code that has had a profound impact on Indian society and culture. Its principles have shaped social hierarchies, gender roles, and notions of righteousness. However, the Manusmriti has also faced significant criticism for its treatment of women, lower castes, and its perpetuation of social inequalities. Throughout history, scholars, social reformers, and activists have challenged the Manusmriti's teachings and advocated for social justice and equality. The works of B.R. Ambedkar and other social reformers have played a significant role in critiquing the Manusmriti's oppressive elements and advocating for the rights of marginalized communities. Feminist, post-colonial, and sociological perspectives have further contributed to the analysis and reinterpretation of the Manusmriti. While the Manusmriti continues to be a subject of debate and critique, there are ongoing efforts to reclaim and reinterpret the text in ways that align with modern principles of equality, justice, and social inclusion. The quest for a more inclusive understanding of Hindu scriptures, one that transcends discriminatory provisions and embraces compassion and equality, reflects the evolving nature of Indian society and its aspirations for a more just and equitable future. Thanks for watching.